Hello everyone, I'm Sumaya Rifa. We have all heard about the partition of 1947. But was that really end of colonialism? Not quite. The British may have left, but their legacy stayed in education, identity, class, and even how people saw themselves. Many writers have captured this post-colonial reality, and one of the most powerful books I have come across is The Inheritance of Loss by Kiran Desai. It beautifully shows how colonial history still shapes lives through silence, longing, shame, and confusion. The novel is set in 1980s, mostly in Kalimpong, a small hill town in India, during the rise of the Gargaland movement, where local Nepali-speaking people demand their own state. At the same time, it takes us across the world of New York City, where an undocumented Indian immigrant named Biju struggled to survive. These two places, India and America, show two different but powerful realities. One is political and other one is deeply personal. The stories follow Sai, a young girl living with her grandfather Jemubai, a retired judge who's bitter, cold, and ashamed of his Indian identity. He once studied in England and never recovered from how he was treated. Now he clings to the same system that rejected him. The cook who serves the judge dreams of his son Biju making big in America. But Biju's life there is far from a dream. He works in hidden restaurant kitchens, is constantly afraid, and feels like a stranger everywhere. Sai falls in love with her tutor, Kian, but things changes. Kian swept to the political movement and begins to resent Sai's privileged life. He sees her as disconnected from the real world, and eventually he betrays her trust. The title Inheritance of Loss said it all. What does the characters inherit? Not wealth, but wounds. The judge inherits self-hate from colonial education, and Sai inherits confusion. Biju inherits loneliness in a foreign land, and the cook inherits false hope. In this novel, loss is passed through generations, not as a trauma alone, but also identity. What really struck me was the relationship between Sai and Gyan. They start off sweetly, two young people falling in love. But as politics creep in, Gyan changes. He starts seeing Sai as a part of the world he resents. And when he sides with the rebels and helps target her home, that betrayal cuts deep. And it showed me how political anger can tear apart even love, how quickly connection becomes conflict. This novel won Man Booker Prize in 2006, and it's easy to see why. Kiran Desai writes it with grace and honesty. She weaves together big ideas like migration, identity, and class with small, quiet moments of pain and heartbreak. It's not dramatic, but it lingers, and that's make it unforgettable. So, if you are looking for a book that is thoughtful, emotional, and deeply human, The Inheritance of Loss truly worth your time. It's about the people carry. Even after the war is over, the pain, the dreams, the loss all inherit, all still alive. Thank you for watching and happy reading.